This is True Crime Tradies. Listener discretion is advised. Pussies.
Hey everybody, welcome back to True Crime Tradies, the podcast where we recap all your favourite documentaries with our stupid comments, whether you ask for it or not. I'm Chris, and as always, this is JB. How you going, mate?
I'm not too bad, mate. I've been battling with a kidney stone this week. As you know, I complain about it every day, so you know it all too well. And
I don't blame you, though.
I know. It's pretty rough. And it hasn't been too bad this week. It hasn't reached to the point where I need to go into hospital or anything like that. It's just been bothering me. I know it's coming, and it could hit me at any time. And I know the warning signs, and they've been carrying on for the last 5-6 days. So
if you're hearing his screams in the recording, it's just JB passing the stone.
Like Kramer, oh, mama. Yeah, that's what it would be like. But you know that saying, you know when something happens to someone that's bad, and then they say, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy?
Yeah.
I feel like that gets thrown around way too much because no one really has any enemies out there that they would be able to give the opportunity to then pass on this horrible thing that's happened to them.
Yeah.
And I'm really petty. I reckon I would actually quite happily go, yeah, you can fucking
definitely.
take it. I don't get that saying, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. Yes, you would. Given the opportunity, I would totally pass on this kidney stone to my worst enemy. Fucking take that pain.
That prick that left a 1-star review for starters.
Yeah, that's right. I've given birth to like about 9 of these suckers now, and they are not pleasant. And I don't particularly want to go through it. And apparently I'm just one of the unlucky few people that get them. And there's not a lot I can do. And I have people, particularly my wife and friends and family, say to me all the time, you just got to drink more water. You know, that's what you got to do. It's not that simple. I hate water, for one. And you see me every day. You know I don't drink a lot of water. But it's a lifetime habit of not drinking water. And it's hard to break, even though I know the result is going to be horrendous pain and a visit to the hospital and even an operation, which I've had a few of. It's horrible. I still can't break the habit.
Yeah, but you are prone to them as well, I think.
I think I put the onus on you a few times going, you need to make sure I'm drinking more water at work.
Well, you do walk around, you sound like a bag of marbles, so that's it's not a good sign.
I think you know more about my urine than a person should know about.
I think so, yeah. We are very open with one another, which is good. That's why the friendship works so well.
It is good. It is good. Well, enough about me. You put a poll on Instagram yesterday regarding the podcast, asking the listeners to vote on who our worst villain has been so far. And you put 4 options out there. You had Kendra from Unknown Number, B from Abducted in Plain Sight. You had Chris Watts, and you also had Wade Wilson as well.
Yeah, from The Handsome Devil, yeah.
Yes, and I just wanted to know what yours was and why.
Mine was Chris Watts. That was a bit of a no-brainer for me. I've got 2 young girls as well. Well, they're not young girls anymore, but, you know, one's 17, one's 12, but all the same. So I think that one there hit a little bit closer to home for me than the other ones. So he was definitely the top villain for me.
I'm in the same boat, had the same reasonings as you. It just hit too close to home. Kendra was horrible, yes, but she didn't murder anyone. B, pedophile, and I think for some people that would probably be at the top of their list. But yeah, I think Chris Watts for me, I was in the same boat. And I don't know, do you have the results from the end of the poll?
No, the poll's still going, but
still going.
Everyone's received votes, to be honest. Kendra's received a couple, B's received a couple. I think Wade Wilson's only received 1. But it's at the moment it's a resounding Chris Watts.
Yeah, good.
So I think he's sitting at about 70% of the votes.
Yeah, and you picked 4 completely different villains here, which I liked.
Yeah, that's right. And I wanted to throw a female in there as well. So even though Kendra was a villain on a different scale, I think that was still important to put her in there as well. And she got a couple of votes too, so it was worth having her in there.
Well deserved. She was a villain, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'll look forward to putting a few more villains up there and seeing who's our ultimate villain.
Yes, we could have like a showdown type of thing where people vote, they're matched up against each other, and then we have like a final showdown of the villains and then see
That's a
who's
good
the winner.
idea. Yeah, maybe
we
we'll
might
do
have
that once we hit episode 20 or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. And we can continue doing that throughout the episodes. Anyway, mate, let's get on with the show. What idiot of the week have you got for us? Or do you even have an idiot of the week?
I do in a way. This one here, I heard it a long time ago because I'm a big fan of 911 calls or like police emergency calls.
Yeah.
And I just love hearing the ones that are just absolutely ridiculous that people call up for. So this one was from a long, long time ago, but it really stands out for me. So we'll play it for you guys now, and we'll see if we've got any comments after it, or if you've got any comments afterwards.
This is the ambulance emergency line. Do you have an emergency? I need an ambulance. Who is this? Joe. Okay. Oh, where do you need us? I'm in the motherfucking phone booth. Okay, what's the address there? Hold on. Okay, sir, did you call through 911? No. Hey, Joe, I needed a location. What street are you on? I'm in the motherfucking phone booth at the stop and go. Yeah, that's it. I'm at the motherfucking stop and go. On wait a minute. What's the motherfucking street? Huffman, Corville, and something. At the motherfucking stop and go. Huff Smith, Corville, and what? Hold on. Yo. That out. Let me see. Coffee. There you go. I'm in the motherfucking phone booth. Let me tell you what. I'm going down the motherfucking road, driving my car, minding my own goddamn business, and a motherfucking deer jumped out and hit my car. Okay, sir, are you injured? Let me tell you. I get out and pick the motherfucking deer up. But I thought he was dead. I put the motherfucking deer in my back seat, and I'm driving down the motherfucking road and minding my own business. The motherfucker woke up and bit me in the back of my goddamn neck. They bit me and it done kicked the shit out of my car. I'm in the motherfucking phone booth. The deer bit me in the neck. A big motherfucking dog came up and bit me in the leg. I hit him with the motherfucking tire iron, and I stabbed him with my knife, so I got a hurt leg, and the motherfucking deer bit me in the neck. And the dog wanted me at a motherfucking phone booth, because he wants the deer. Now, who gets the deer? Me or the dog? Okay, sir, are you injured? Yeah, a motherfucking deer bit me in the neck. Hold on. Yeah, the motherfucking dog is biting me. Hold on. God damn it, get out of here. Hold on, the motherfucking dog is biting my ass. Hold on.
Was that Samuel L. Jackson?
I'm in a motherfucking phone booth.
That's the motherfucking stop and go. There's a motherfucking deer bit me on the motherfucking neck.
Now, who gets the deer? Me or the dog?
I love it. The dog's still attacking him while he's in the phone booth. I'm just picturing his leg getting reamed out on the leg, he's grabbing onto his pants. Oh, what does he call the ambulance? He doesn't call it an ambulance.
I need a bambulance.
Bambulance.
I like when the operator says, "Now, what's your name?" It's Joe. Like he's supposed to know.
Oh, that's a pisser.
It's so good. I love it.
Do you have any information on the caller or what the story was at the end?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't go any further into this, John. I get the gold and I produce the gold. That's my job, all right?
I need more information. Oh, that was fucking funny.
Oh, that's it. Joe was our idiot of the week. So good on you, man. Joe. Hopefully you got that ambulance.
Yeah, I had to wipe tears away from my face while listening to that. That was good. We have to do that more often.
Oh, I love those 911 calls.
Oh, mate.
Awesome. Well, speaking of 911 calls, there's plenty of them in this episode or this documentary. Which one are we covering today, mate?
Well, today we are covering The Perfect Neighbor. And this is a crazy story of how just a simple neighborhood dispute can turn deadly. And I'll play the preview now.
911 was the address of the emergency.
Are you having problems with the neighbor's children?
Hello, Sheriff's Office. Were any of you guys over here messing with this lady?
No. We were playing football.
Sheriff's Office.
I called because the kids from across the street, they shouldn't be screaming and running around.
Okay.
All the kids like to play. Sharon said they can't walk or even throw their football over here.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Several kids out there right now are screaming, yelling.
9 times out of 10, that lady over there probably called. Oh, I know. It's like the kids.
She thinks we're trying to steal her truck.
Do you even know how to drive?
It clearly says no trespassing, and they're always welcome to go.
There doesn't need to be a call for service every time the kids are playing in the yard.
She's always messing with people's kids.
Sheriff's Office!
1 minute!
What is the address emergency?
My neighbor has been screaming outside.
She started banging on her door.
Pounding on it. Let me in. And then... Bang!
I'm peaceful. I'm quiet. I don't bug anybody.
Come outside with your hands up!
I've barely ever seen it. I'm like the perfect neighbor.
So we start the documentary saying this film is primarily composed of body-worn camera footage recorded over the course of 2 years. And they're not wrong. There's no interviews in this at all. It's all video footage from the police. It's interrogation video. It's 911 calls. That's pretty much the whole documentary, a whole hour and 34 minutes. That's what you get.
Very, very similar to the documentary The Lie we had for our first episode. I don't think there was any sit-down interviews in that one either.
No, you heard some audio of the girl he went on the Tinder date with, but that was pretty much it for that as well. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of documentaries out there that are just like this. They seem to be very cheap to make, but the way they make them is very good. And it's just they place it in a way that you know exactly what's going on. It's a sequence of events leading up to an incident. And that's what they do here. They show you the incident right from the start. It's the 2nd of June. It's 2023, and we're in Ocala, I think that's how you pronounce it, Florida. And we hear a frantic 911 call saying that someone's shot. It's hectic. You hear multiple people talking, yelling. They're saying, "Are you sure she's shot? Why did she do this?" And it sounds like they're trying to get the victim to wake up.
911, what is the address?
Somebody got shot. Hey, Phil, come here. Don't boys, come here. Come here. Hey, don't boys, come here. Come here. Down here. There's the guy tired.
Okay, they're going aside again. Where is
The police officers turn up and they see multiple people flailing their arms around, trying to attract their attention, letting them know that the victim is laying on the ground. One of the officers assists the victim whilst the other heads to the front door of a home with their gun drawn.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Front. Sheriff's Office, come outside with your hands up! It's the Marion County Sheriff's Office, come outside with your hands up!
We now cross to Monday, the 5th of June, 2023. So it's been 3 days since this incident. We're not really sure what's going on at the moment, but police are doing a canvass of the neighbourhood, basically knocking on doors and attempting to gather information regarding the events that happened that night. Now, we don't see the faces of the people they're interviewing at the moment, but you can hear that the police officer's talking to one of the kids from the neighbourhood. You can tell that the police officer is experienced here too, because he establishes with the child the difference between the truth and a lie. And you hear that a lot in court quite often, don't you? Good comment.
Nothing more to add there? Nah.
Nothing at the top of that dome of yours? I wasn't even listening.
When we talk today, can we only talk about true things?
Yes.
Have you ever seen this lady before?
Multiple times, yeah.
Multiple times.
that she doesn't like people playing around over where, like, she lives, like, in that grass over there. Because she thinks that it's her property.
Okay. And do you remember her saying anything else?
That I'm gonna report this to the police.
Okay.
Us playing around.
Okay.
So we've established some shit went down, and we're now going back in time. It's about 1.5 to 2 years prior to 25th of February 2022. And we see police body-worn footage of a disturbance in the neighbourhood. We are meeting the woman that's in the centre of this, and her name is Susan Louise Lawrence. And she is your neighbourhood Karen. If you Google the term Karen, you'll see a picture of this toad staring back at you.
Yeah,
and
she's
from
queen
now
of the
on, I'm going to
Karens.
refer to Susan as Karen or the toad from now on, okay?
The toad, I like it.
The toad. She looks like a fucking toad. A picture, the Monsters, Inc. movie. The Gronkowski, you haven't done your paperwork. That's her.
Yeah, nice one. It seems like a nice little street that they live on, actually, in this little area, like a really nice little neighborhood. It seems like
nice little cul-de-sac, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like all the kids get along. They all play outside together. All the parents get along. I think later on, one of the mums says, "Oh no, well, we just all look after each other's kids constantly." Like it's such a when you think of the word community, this is it.
Yeah, and it reminded me of my childhood. This is exactly what my childhood was like. We didn't have phones, and I sound like an old prick here, but didn't have phones and PlayStations and shit. We all just went outside and played together, and we played with the kids in the neighborhood. So that's what this is exactly like. The kids, adults are clearly encouraging their kids to go outside and play. So this current incident, and this is so petty, but Karen is complaining because the lady across the street had hit her with a sign, allegedly. Now, her children were walking their dog, and she's bitching and moaning because there's no trespassing signs near her house, and apparently the dog's always pooping on the sidewalk. She goes to take a picture of the dog. That's what she's claiming. And the children's mother says, "Stop taking pictures of my children." She's getting in her face. But that for some reason, as she's walking away, she picks up one of the trespassing signs and throws it over her shoulder, and it grazes Karen's leg. And she's like,
So
"That's
Karen
it.
says.
Yeah, I'm calling the cops."
She reminds me of those, the little videos that you see of a woman, and she'll like bang her hands on the bonnet of a car, and then she'll like flail onto the ground, like, "Oh, you ran me over, you did this."
Yeah.
She reminds me of those types of people.
Yeah, antagonistic, and then claims to be the victim.
Yeah.
It's exactly what she's like. So Karen is saying that the sign that was thrown at her, it's the landlord's. And she was actually going to buy the property, but since this altercation, there's no chance she's staying here anymore. She's leaving. And like, if only that was the case.
I said, "Can you please keep the dog over there? I was going to take a picture of her dog." And "You're taking a picture of my children." I'm like, "I'm not." And then she just got in my face and sure puts the sign through that and hit me more.
Your name?
My name is Susan Rose.
Susan, spell it last name?
LORINCZ.
The police go across the street and they see the mother of the children outside her house waiting to talk to them. Her name is Ajika Chantrell Owens, and AJ for short, thank God, because I'm not going to be able to say that name constantly.
I think it's Ayika.
See, I thought that too, but I listened to it and then I phonetically wrote it down. Ajika. Because it's spelled AJIKA.
Yeah, I listened when they were doing, like, later on in the documentary to make note of it, because you know how good I am with name pronunciation.
Yeah, you okay? I'm gonna have to believe you then. Maybe I butchered it, but I'm calling her AJ from now on anyway.
Yeah, nice.
So she explains that the property next to Karen's property, it's an open grass area, and the kids play kickball, football there. They basically just hang out there all the time, and everything was fine. That was the way it always was until the toad moved in. She said that after the disagreement, she had thrown the sign over her shoulder as she walked away, but she actually denied intentionally hitting Karen with it. The cops get everyone's information and they interview a couple of the other neighbours, trying to gather enough information to see what they saw. One neighbour in particular says that she didn't see anything, but she says that Karen is always talking crap about the children. She's always trying to record them. Another neighbour is trying to explain that she didn't see anything, but also mentions in the same breath that AJ didn't throw the sign at her. But it's funny because there's a bunch of kids hanging around. They keep interrupting her saying, oh, no, she threw the sign at her. She goes, shut up. She didn't throw it.
Shut up, you honest kids.
Yeah.
No, she didn't throw it at her leg. She did not throw the damn thing. That's what London said, because London was a... No, she didn't throw it.
No, she kind of tossed it.
Shut up, he's not over here talking to you. She just set it down, and the lady just happened to be there. She didn't throw it at the lady. She didn't touch the lady or nothing. But and all she did was tell the lady to stop yelling at her kids. That lady yells at everybody's kids out here.
So you can tell that the neighbours are all on AJ's side, and they're trying to do the best for her. There seems to be a Karen versus the neighbourhood situation. And it's also important to point out here that Karen is a white female, and it seems that the majority of the neighbourhood are African American, but there's a mix of black and white residents, but you can tell Karen doesn't really like the blacks.
Yeah, it's pretty evident.
Police are writing this up as a battery at this stage, but no one's getting arrested. They get everyone's details, and they pretty much just tell AJ not to let her children play over there because it's trespassing, and even though it's ridiculous, Karen has rights just as much as they do. We're starting to get a picture of what might have happened at the start of the documentary when someone was shot. The documentary goes into interviews with the neighbours, talking about AJ and what she was like as a mother, and it's obvious to the viewer that she was the one that's been shot.
Spoilers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they do spoil it straight away.
Adrica, as a mom, she was like the mom. She was a manager for McDonald's. You know, Adrica would switch her schedule around. You know, I can't work this day, or I can't do this, I can't do that, just so she can be there for her kids. Someone who sacrificed for their children to have private school, football lessons, gymnastics, dance, everything.
She would tell me that there was this white woman that lived across the street that was always, you know, antagonizing the kids and calling them names.
It's now the 10th of August, 2022, so it's been, 6 months after that first incident. The toad is back on the phone again, calling 911, and she gets the cops back to the property. She's saying she's going to send a cease and desist letter and have her lawyer do it for her. And she mentions that there's a real estate laws that you have the right to peaceful, quiet enjoyment of your property. And that's the law. Well, the police mentioned to her that it's a civil case and they don't do anything, with that. I like how the police handle this here as well, because one of the police officers says to her that even though it is a nuisance, she would rather the kids be out here screaming outside, having a good time, than stealing cars and robbing people. And she's got a point.
Yeah. Yeah, these kids, they're not screaming because they're fighting or causing mischief. Like they're playing football and tag in a vacant lot.
Yeah, they're getting along, they're having a good time. Karen doesn't like it, and she walks away. And it's at this moment, the officer doesn't quite turn off her body-worn camera quick enough, and you can just catch her say, what a fucking... And then it cuts out.
I know.
I hope she said, what a fucking toad. That's what I would have said. And look, I haven't yet to mention this on the podcast and up until this point now, and I think it's important because I'm going to refer to a few things of my experiences. I was a police officer for a short period of time back when COVID was, right in the middle of COVID. It was between 2019 and 2022. I was in the police force, and body-worn cameras were new to us coming in at that time. So we all had to learn how to use these things. And I was caught out a few times either not putting mine on or forgetting to turn it off. And the way it works is you get back to the station and you got to categorize your footage. So this was the incident, this is what happened, and your sergeant would check the footage. So if you fucked up, you were caught out. So you had to be really careful what you said in the police car, in particular. And when you double press the button to turn on the body-worn camera, it records 30 seconds prior to when you turned it on, but without audio. That's why a lot of the times when you're watching one of these, the footage from police, that first 30 seconds, there's this silence, and then you hear that beep, beep. That's then recording. That's when they touched it to turn it on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so a bit of background knowledge there. We're now hearing from the landlord that put up the no trespassing signs for Karen. He's saying that the large majority of the grassed area next to Karen's property doesn't belong to him. It belongs to another portion of the quad, I think he mentioned, so that the children have every right to play there. She just doesn't like it. And we hear yet another phone call coming from Karen.
I'm having problems with the neighbors' children. They come up to me and just scream like idiots. And I lost my nerve today. I just couldn't take it anymore. I called the kids retards. Then the mother comes screaming at me, "Don't call my children retards. I'm going to put you in a nursing home." Is there anything I can do with these people? Because they're getting ridiculous. I mean, I don't bug anybody. I'm a single woman. I work from home. I'm peaceful and quiet. I'm like the perfect neighbor. You barely ever see me.
Imagine being the type of person that calls the police because young kids are playing in a grassed area next to your house.
Yeah.
Well, what a fucking idiot.
That's the thing, mate. She's your classic Mrs. Mangle. We've spoken about Mrs. Mangles in the past, and she is it. She, like I said earlier, she is Karen to a T. And it's now 22nd of December, 2022, and because the cops don't have anything better to do, they respond to the call of children screaming and carrying on outside. This is her main
hate
issue.
getting phone calls from her.
Oh, my God.
It's a bit like the boy that cried wolf or whatever the thing's called.
They've had it up to here with her, but at the same time, they still need to respond to the calls. They can't be seen in the community just disregarding a call. But if some shit goes down and something happens, it's on the police. So they do need to respond to everything. Even if it is half an hour, an hour later, usually by the time they get there, it's all settled down. And they can just sort of, okay, we showed up, a bit of a PR moment, and then they're out again. See, as we said, the children are outside playing, screaming, carrying on, and that's her main issue. She's inside and she can hear the kids outside, and it's just all too much. She goes outside to move her truck, and she reckons that the kids are coming closer to her house. She's telling her to stop, and you're not allowed around here. Apparently, a couple of kids are getting in her face, telling her to shut up, and she mentions that she's a doctor, and you should not talk to her like that. By the way, I actually believe her here. I can totally see these little kids being all sassy and being little kids and telling her to shut up, Mrs. Mangle. I know for me, and probably for everyone, we all had that Mrs. Mangle that we taunted growing up. I know I had several.
Yeah, but these kids, you hear them and they're saying, "Oh, she called me the F word and the B word, and she called me a Jack ASS." Like, they're pretty polite kids for their age. I mean, they're all around about sort of 11 to 14 by the looks of them. And this woman, not long ago, she was calling them retards. These little kids. So, of course, these kids are going to give it to her.
Yeah, that's it. They're just like an eye for an eye. It's almost like little kids fighting against little kids, but it's an adult.
That's right, yeah. She's coming down to a kid's level.
Mm-hmm. So police can see the group of kids across the street, so they go talk to them. And one of the mothers is standing there, and she explains to the police exactly what we heard previously. The spot next to Karen's house doesn't belong to her. The kids play football there, and they carry on, but that's just what they do. And she's always coming out, yelling at them. AJ comes out at this point, and she gets involved, and she explains to the police officer that she has told her kids not to get into arguments with Karen. She's instilling really good values in these kids. If you've got a problem with her, you come and tell me, and I'll take it up with her. She's an adult, and you should treat her with respect. And just like you're saying, these kids don't appear to be little shits either. They're talking to the police with respect, and like you said, they're saying the B word. And the police ask them at this stage, what is she calling? They mention the calling them retards. They say the B word and the P word. Now, I understand the B word, but what do you reckon the P word is? I'm thinking maybe like little pricks.
Oh, yeah, it could be. I was thinking pussies, but yeah, pricks makes more sense. Yeah.
Pussies. Calling little kids pussies.
Get out of here, you little pussy. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be
pricks.
All right, so let me just talk to you guys real quick, okay? What kind of names is she calling you guys?
Retards, the B word, the P word. Like, she pulls up, she drives that truck. Right. So she'll park it there. Sure. And then she'll set her alarm off from inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what she said, that she'll park her truck up here.
So then she'll come out.
Come over.
Guys are getting in my truck, you're touching my truck.
So the police handle the situation really well again, I think. And they explain to the children, look, we know that you're kids. We know that you're going to play. You're allowed to do that in that area. Do what you need to do and have a good time. Because I'd rather see you having a good time than getting up to no good, just like that other cop had said. But under no circumstances are you to be going on her property, on her front porch, because that's when we have a problem. they're walking away from the kids and looks like they're going to go talk to Karen again. And they've still got their body worn on. And one of the guys just goes, psycho.
Yeah.
They walk up to Karen's door and explain to her again, this is an open field. The kids are allowed to play there, but she's not having it.
Okay. So we've instructed the kids to not bother you. Okay. Or if you come out and you say something to them, they're supposed to go get their parents and
what about her threat that she's going to come and drag my ass and beat me?
Well, that's not what she said, according to her.
Oh no, that honest to God, she said that.
Well, at the end of the day, it's she said, and on top of what the kids said that you had came out and you were coming at them in an aggressive manner, and they thought that you were going to hurt him. So,
oh yeah, I'm sure.
I have to believe you, but I also have to believe them. So, like I said, it's all going to be documented. If you'd like a copy of the report, you can call the sheriff's office and get the documentation of it. So,
all right, yeah, no, I would never, ever.
Yes, ma'am. So, like I said, if there's any future problems, just give us a call. We've instructed them to do the same. Okay.
It's now 14th of March 2023. Police get a call from a tow truck driver now stating that a woman driving a truck had obviously been locked inside this lot and she was ramming at the gate to get her car out. The cops look up the license plate number and sure enough it's the toad that lives down the road, so they go see her. They rock up at her front door and it's nighttime. You're not sure what time it is, but they're knocking on the glass door and she's not responding. And after about the third or fourth time attempting to knock at the door, she screams out, "I'm coming!" She scares
so
the
aggressive,
shit
wasn't
out
it?
of the cop.
Fuck.
1 minute!
Jeez. Sheriff's office.
What do you want?
Are you Miss Susan?
Yes, I am.
Can you step out here for a second?
I was in bed.
Okay. Hello.
Nightgown.
Okay. I just have a couple questions for you. My name's Deputy Paddock with the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Where were you at today?
Here.
You were here?
Yeah.
Is that your pickup truck out there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just have to read you something before I ask you anything else, okay?
Okay.
Did you let anybody use your pickup truck today?
No.
No? And by your knowledge, your pickup truck was here the entire day?
I went out earlier today because I had a flat.
Okay. Do you mind just stepping out here just for a second? Okay. So I have to read you this because I have to ask you very direct questions.
Okay.
All right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, just no. Come back out here. No.
Let me just get something on.
You understand each of these rights as I've explained them to you.
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
No.
What?
No.
No? Okay. So, since you don't want to talk to me, what I'll have to do is I'll go and find the truck driver that saw you there and do a photo lineup, and then when he identifies you, the person's going to want to press charges, so they'll come back here and have to. I've already asked you. You told me you didn't want to talk to me. Anything else you say, I wouldn't be able to use at all. So I'm not gonna go forward with this. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. That's your choice.
I didn't realize what it was. I'm sorry.
You've already you realized what it was because you pretty much started saying it beforehand, and now you've said that you don't. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
The cop isn't playing games with her. They know her history. She's a pain in the ass. She's saying, "Oh, sorry, I panicked," after saying that she didn't want to talk to him. Now, she's always playing the victim. So the police say to her that the tow truck driver wants to press charges and he wants her to pay for the gate. I mean, she's like, "Well, it damaged my truck as well." Mate, you're the one that fucking hit the gate with your truck, you dickhead.
Come on.
And the cop just walks away from her. Says, "Why bother conversing with her? It's pointless."
And even though the cop's trying to walk away because she said, "Oh, no, I wanted to speak to an attorney before I talk to you," she says, "Oh, I only rammed it because I was scared and I'd previously been raped and beaten, so I was fearing for my life being trapped in there." I thought, holy shit, like what an extreme go-to reason or excuse. It's like, holy shit, that escalated.
Yeah, it's escalated, and it just shows you she's an expert in being a victim. Her bringing that up when it was not even relevant to what had even happened, and she's up to sympathy. So we're now hearing from more of the neighbours' interviews explaining Karen's behaviour in the lead up to the incident. It seems that we hear a portion of a new incident, then we hear in interviews from the first incident we heard from when someone was shot, and then it sort of chops and changes. So that's what we're going to hear here.
Susan, she would come out and scream, and the language around these little kids.
That Susan with you?
Yeah. Oh.
She called them slaves. She told them that the field that they weren't on, where it wasn't the Underground Railroad.
Calling the little kids niggers and all this and all that.
It's now the 25th of April, 2023. It's the 5th time that the police have gone to visit Karen in a little over a year. The police come across the same bunch of kids, and I love that they refer to her as Karen here as well.
Yeah.
It's the same old story. Karen's called the police because the kids are doing something near her truck. And these kids are like 11 years old, by the way, like you mentioned earlier. And apparently one of them was trying to put a puppy in the bed of her truck, and that was enough for her to call the police. Police have had enough of her calling as well. They are totally on the kids' side, even though it's obvious to them the kids have been stomping on her no trespassing signs. And one of the cop mentions that it's come to a point where you just have to accept the fact you live around kids. They're talking to one of the fathers standing outside of his house, and they're trying to figure out which one of the children was trying to put this puppy in the back of the truck, because that's what Karen had alleged. The guy starts laughing because this kid isn't big enough. He wouldn't even be able to pick this dog up, let alone be able to put it in the back of the truck. So the stories that Karen comes up with here, they're all BS. You know, and
he's like, that damn dog is bigger than he is. He's not lifting that fucking thing. No way.
Exactly. This ain't no puppy.
This whole thing is just laughable for everyone in the community except for Karen. Yeah. Karen is just up to her eyeballs in rage, and everyone just thinks she's so pathetic.
Yep, she lives on her own, she's peering out her windows, and she calls the cops. That's her day. The kid involved in this incident is named Izzy, and he is one of AJ's kids, and he becomes important a bit later on. To this point here, we hear a little bit more from the neighbours about Karen.
The neighbours and I were all talking, they're like, well, why didn't she move? I said, when I moved in here, she told me she was moving out.
She kept saying she was moving in February, and I was just wondering why she ain't never got out of here yet.
It's not even a month later. It's the 22nd of May, 2023. Karen's now down at the police precinct complaining that the kids have burnt her signs, and she's taken that as a direct threat, and she wants people to serve jail time for this. And the police, they're just like pandering to her now, interviewing her in the office, and then he's in front of the computer, but you can see he's fed up. You can see it from the body worn. His hands are sort of like gesturing, like, what do you want me to do here? And he pretty much says, look, you've got no video proof of this, and it's all he said, she said, and at the end of the day, it's just going to be a police document.
That point there where he said you've got no video evidence, that really stuck out to me, because if all this stuff was actually happening and she was a victim, even in her own eyes, why wouldn't she have cameras up around her house to prove that these kids were doing these things?
Yeah, I don't know. You think she would, but being that she doesn't own the property, maybe that was something she wasn't allowed to do from the landlord, have cameras put up. I'm not sure of the details there.
But
exactly.
Surely you can have a Ring camera.
Yeah, maybe. But the way that her door is set up, it's sort of her front porch is sort of enclosed by a tall gate, and there's a bit of an opening. And I don't know if it would pick much up from her front door. You see a little bit of footage that she'd taken herself from her phone. It's pretty grainy. You don't really see much. But now we hear from a couple of the kids just explaining to the police that Karen had showed them that she had a gun. They don't really talk about that much at all.
No, they're just sort of making a point that she owns a gun.
Yeah.
Another day happened that my friend told me that lady over there showed the kids that she had a gun.
We were just playing over there, and then she was waving her gun, and Isaac and all of them were like, run! And we were hiding behind this car right here.
And every time the basketball would go up there, I would be on my P's and Q's, like, because I ain't trying to get shot just for going up on her driveway type shit.
It's now the 2nd of June, 2023. It's the night of the incident. We see some Ring doorbell footage across the street from Karen's, and you can see the kids are playing in the grass area next to her house. And there's some actual footage from Karen herself, because she's out the front of her place recording the kids. And I don't know her reason. And maybe it's a proof of whatever case that she's building against him, like the kids and the parents. But they don't like that she's recording them. And they're really antagonizing her. They're dancing in front of her signs, shaking their asses in front of them. And the evidence is pointless because they're not trespassing on her property. They're just playing. And she hasn't got a leg to stand on. They're not doing anything wrong. One of the kids, Izzy, that's AJ's son, believes that Karen's taken his iPad. So he goes to retrieve it, and it escalates to the point where Karen throws a pair of roller skates at him. But she tries to get on the front foot of this, and because I think she thinks she might have fucked up, and she calls 911 again.
911, what is the address of emergency?
I got kids trespassing again. They're leaving all the toys around. They're just screaming, yelling, just being absolutely obnoxious. I went and threw the roller skates over to the other side. The kid says I'm going to beat you up for that.
Is he out there right now?
Yeah, there are several kids out there right now, and I'm hearing from her life. I'm very scared.
Was there any weapons involved?
No. And the kid's saying I took his iPad and all this other shit. It's just absurd. I don't like the kids threatening me that they're going to beat me up, that they're going to get someone else to kill me. And this is just ridiculous. They just keep badgering me. I'm just sick of these children. Now that they're home from school, it's like, craziness.
All right, do you want you to avoid that person and then keep your doors and windows locked? An officer will be dispatched as soon as possible. Do you want the officer to contact you?
Please, yes.
All right.
Because what's going to happen is his mom's going to go out and wait for the officer and run and say, oh my God, I was threatening this kid, which just isn't true.
All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and let you go, but please call us back if anything changes or if you get any further information or if they do leave.
Karen's stating here that she's fearing for her life, and it's laughable. Like, these are little 11-year-old kids, so they're going to beat her ass and they're going to kill her. And if you're that fearful of them, why are you going outside recording them while they're playing football? Yeah. AJ is furious, and she goes over to Karen's house, and she's pounding on the glass door, she's pounding on the front door, and she's screaming and hollering, and everyone in the neighborhood can hear her yelling. Like, she's yelling, "Come outside, bitch." No, she's had enough of Karen's shit. And witnesses in the altercation say that it was a few loud knocks, but they couldn't hear Karen saying anything. But all of a sudden, they heard a loud bang. And there's Ring doorbell footage of one of AJ's sons knocking on the neighbor's door, just in absolute tears, saying, "Call 911, she shot my mum." And then we hear a bunch of 911 calls.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
I think somebody just got shot. I heard one shot and everybody screaming, "Call the police, call the police."
And I think somebody got shot. Hey, that boy fell over here. Hey, somebody call 911. Yes.
My neighbor has been screaming at the kids outside, and all of a sudden I heard what to me sounded like a gunshot.
It's the old lady that always calls the cops over here.
All right, and it looks like we're receiving multiple calls in reference to this also.
911, what is the address?
Somebody got shot. His mom got shot. Hey, is her mom laying in the grass? Yes!
The scene is just absolute chaos. Karen puts on her best acting skills to the 911 call, and she explains what happened.
911 the address of the emergency.
1662 Southwest 720. Oh my God, this lady's just trying to break down my door. I shot the door.
Okay, what is your name? Okay, what's going? Take a deep breath for me. Calm down.
I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I saw that's a door. And I thought I was going to
Did you know her?
She's come after me several times because of her children. Her children keep trespassing over here. They're bothering me and bothering me. They won't fucking stop.
Do you see the male subjects or you just see the female?
Her boys were here earlier. They keep leaving their garbage all around the house.
Okay.
And then I told them to take the crap away, get the fuck out of here.
So the audio is really hard to hear, and it's hard to understand her behind the frantic whimpering, but you can hear her demeanor change a little bit during the call when she starts to talk about leaving garbage around. So you can see almost like alligator tears, it's fake franticness of the call of her saying that she shot someone and she feared for her life, to then becoming more anger behind what she's saying.
Yeah.
And all about leaving garbage behind, like that's relevant. So we are right back to the original scene of the documentary that started with the police arriving and they're tending to AJ on the ground and one officer going to Karen's front door. Guns are drawn. The scene is really confronting. You can see AJ laying on the ground. She appears to be unconscious and non-responsive. Meanwhile, the police are screaming out at Karen to come outside of her house with her hands up.
Sheriff's office, come outside with your hands up! It's the Marion County Sheriff's Office, come outside with your hands up! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Where's your gun at? I don't know what's going on. You're going to be detained for now. Is there anybody else in the house? No. Nope. No, not right now. You're not under arrest. You're being detained. Come over here. 64th and Marion, females detained.
This whole part was so intense to watch. I just couldn't look away. It felt like you're really in there because of the body-worn footage that you see. You feel like you're behind the police officers going through all of it at the same time they are. It was crazy.
Yeah, you're stressed out. They've got multiple different angles of it all going down because you've got multiple cops there. It's such a frantic scene. And as a police officer trying to be on site there, it'd be hard to know where to go. Everything's happening all at once. And it's just chaotic as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Karen is detained, but her biggest priority here is not leaving the door open so her cats can't get out. And she's literally walked past AJ as they are performing CPR on her. And the police enter Karen's house just to clear it. And I try to take notice of the front door to see if I could see a bullet hole in it, but I couldn't see one. Could you see one at that time?
No, I wasn't really looking, but no, I don't think you would. Anyway, it was not like she was using a shotgun or anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess I don't really know what to expect when someone shoots someone through a door. You know, it's probably made out of plywood or something. It's probably just like a pinprick almost of that bullet going through it, but you don't see it. But meanwhile, Karen is handcuffed and she's in the back of the police car. And you can hear one of the kids talking to her saying, "Hey, bitch, why did you shoot her?" And Karen just states, "Because she was threatening me." And I'm going to play devil's advocate right at this moment. I'm going to pause it because the US have what they called stand your ground laws. And in Florida, they have the most well-known stand your ground laws in the United States. And basically what that means is a person doesn't have a duty to retreat if they're somewhere they're legally allowed to be. They can use force, including deadly force, if they reasonably believe it's necessary to prevent death, serious bodily harm, or in some cases, forcible felony. So no spoilers, but you're watching the documentary, and at this point, do you think the stand your ground law applies in this situation?
Well, only because our information of what AJ was doing at the door is so limited. You'd have to investigate that first. You don't know what AJ's got in her hands, exactly what she was saying. I mean, like, as I was saying before, like, it would be great if Karen had a Ring doorbell so you could see and be in that moment as well.
Yeah, true. And the problem is, how do you disprove someone's beliefs or fears? Because that's the stand your ground thing is exactly that. You need to just believe that your life could be threatened, but there has to be other things along with it. But you also need to improve AJ's intentions. And based on what we've heard, like you said, you're not sure what her intentions are. But if she wanted to kick her ass, she could. And like, no disrespect for AJ, but she was a big girl and clearly younger than Karen. So I can understand the fear that Karen might have had. But if you've got a firearm behind a closed door and don't announce that you have a firearm to give the person an opportunity to walk away, then I reckon you deserve to fry.
I think so. And she'd already called the police as well. So she knows that the police are on their way.
Yeah. Yeah, but in that situation, you know the police are on their way, but you know exactly where they are. So in that moment of AJ bashing down her door, she's going to get to her before the police rock up and save her.
That's true. And because she's called the police numerous times before, it wouldn't be top priority for them to get there ASAP either. So
No.
that's fair enough, yeah.
Definitely not. Okay, so we're back at the story now. police are talking to AJ's son, Izzy, who we mentioned earlier. He's the one that tried to allegedly put the puppy in the back of the truck. And he is one of the only eyewitnesses to the shooting. He's hysterical. And he just wants to know if his mum's okay. Is she moving? But he holds it together really well and enough to explain to the officer what happened.
So can you tell me what happened?
So I was going to get my tablet from over there because we was playing a game. She had my tablet. I said, put down my tablet.
The lady in apartment 3?
Yeah, she put it down and then tried to throw the roller skates at me. And then I got my brother. He said, throw the stuff at me. And then she called both of us a Jack A-word. And so I got my mother. She kept on banging on the door. She shot her.
All right. Are you hurt?
No. Okay. Well, my heart is broken.
I know, sweetheart. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'll be okay.
The older brother is also asked if he's hurt. He says no, but his heart is broken. It's just such a sad moment. And the police get on the phone to the kid's biological father. Him and AJ are separated, and he's got his own life. So he comes racing down to the scene, and the kids are just beside themselves. This is all captured on the body-worn camera as well. You can see that he's consoling them, and police don't waste any time when they pull him aside. And you don't hear what is said to him, but it's obvious that he's given the terrible news that AJ is deceased, and he's devastated. He's
like, as you said, even though you don't hear it, mate, you can feel it. I don't know about you, but I had tears in my eyes at this point. And when I looked over at my wife, it was streaming down her face. She was bawling.
Probably didn't get it at this stage, but it's coming for me. Yeah. So he's not only processing the news of AJ's death, but he's also wondering how he's going to break the news to the kids. He gathers the two boys and he tells them that their mum is dead.
Today has been a very bad day. There's something bad that's happened. And y'all seen it, y'all understand it, y'all experienced it, right? Okay. Y'all love me? Okay. Y'all love Mom? Alright. Well, I got some bad news to tell you. Mom is not coming back anymore. Come. No, come here. Come over here. Listen to me. No, I know. Okay. It's okay. I know. It's okay. I know. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can't go.
She's home. It's all right. You guys are going to be okay.
I think the dad did a really good job in telling the kids. It was so hard to do. Like, you wouldn't know what to say. The dad was good.
In that moment, you would freeze, wouldn't you? And for him to be as articulate as he was, he did a great job. And it's heartbreaking to watch. And I knew it was coming, but I still got emotional. Also, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the police officers, having to stay professional in that moment as well, because they're going to put their feelings aside. They're on duty. And I'm not trying to make this episode about me, but when I was a police officer, I attended a death of a woman in her 40s. She had died suddenly at home. And we were interviewing the husband, and the kids were due home from school at any minute. Like, we're talking about primary school kids. And the dad had broken the news to them next door. We were inside the house, and I could hear the cries. But this is hard to talk about, by the way. It was hard for me to even write it down. But hearing the kids crying and then coming in and being present there, listening to these little kids say goodbye to their mum while she lay there on the ground is something I'll never forget. You don't forget shit like that. And I know there's a lot of hate for police, but I think this is just one of the hardest jobs in the world.
Yeah. Did you get emotional during that point, or did you?
Yeah.
Were you able to hold it down and put it to the side?
I held it down to a point. I definitely had tears in my eyes, and I could not look at the kids when it was all happening. But there are only a few moments that I've held, not intentionally held, through my experiences in the police force, And that is probably one of the top ones that I think about probably the most. And it surprised me when I was thinking about it yesterday and today, doing the notes for this and thinking about it, that I actually teared up thinking about it. It hits you when you'd least suspect it. So yeah, pretty rough that the police, like I mentioned, they have to stay professional throughout this. I mean, how hard is this for them?
Oh, gosh, so rough.
Yeah. And look, the dad is not only having to tell the children, he takes responsibility to call AJ's mum and break the news as well. And it's at this moment that towed Karen, she's been transported to the police station for interview, and it's now in the early hours of June 3rd, 2023.
Susan?
Yes.
Hey, I'm Detective Stitt. This is Detective Peterson.
Okay.
I'm trying to clarify all the events that happened tonight and to try to, because really I only have, statements from people that were out there, and I would like to get your side of things and try to understand what exactly happened tonight, or last night now, I guess it is.
The audio can be hard to hear in these interrogations, so we try and keep it to a minimum, but she's basically telling her side of the story. And it is matching up with what the witnesses were saying, but she leaves out certain parts. The parts where she throws skates at Izzy, and the detectives ask her how long AJ had been banging outside her door. Now, Karen doesn't know. She said it could have been seconds, but she's not sure because she was in a fear response, like it could have been a minute or two. Can we just talk about her outfit here for a second in the interrogation room? Because it's not flattering. And I do not want to fat shame people because I've never done that before. But it looks like her boobs are sitting on another set of fat boobs, to which are then sitting on an even bigger set of fat boobs. She looks like the Michelin Man.
If you're a boobs man, this woman is for you. Yeah. She's got sets for days.
I feel like she's like a bit of a Russian doll or something. You can pull her apart. So they're going through specifics of the events that led up to the shooting, and they're just minor details about skates, and apparently that she had an umbrella, that she was swinging it around and at the kids, that she's trying to hit them, and she's denying this. But when she's confronted with the witnesses had saw this occur, she's saying she can't remember. And if she did do it, it would have been out of frustration. And the detectives are frustrated with her because they don't want to hear like ifs and maybes. They want facts. And it's at this point that they slip in information that AJ is dead, and they want to know the thought process behind why she did what she did.
Well, I know you say if you did, but is that what happened? I mean, we got to kind of get specific about this because it's a big deal.
I understand.
Someone's dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that's why I say it's important to be specific and honest about everything. Okay. As far as our training, when we have to go through making a judgment decision where we might have to pull the trigger, we have to know what we're firing at is a deadly threat, or what we recognize as a deadly threat. So my question is, how do you know what you're firing at when you're firing through a door that you can't see through, when you don't know if there's also a child outside standing there? Or, I mean, basically I'm asking you, what were you aiming at and what were you intending to do when you fired that gun?
I was just fearful of my life. And I was just like, go away, go away. And that's all I could think of, is just get out of the situation, just go away already.
She looks fake shocked and upset here. Do you
felt
think
so
she's
too.
Yeah, do you even think she's remorseful at this point?
No, I think she's thinking about herself. Yeah, I think like, oh God, now I've sort of escalated to this level. Now I've got to deal with this.
Yeah, that's how I felt as well. And the police escort her back to her house so she can gather some belongings and stay in a hotel, just while the investigation continues. And like, she's in no way off the hook here, but they just need to do the investigation and gather what has happened and see if they can get enough evidence to actually arrest her. And we hear a news report.
Several days after the mother was shot and killed in front of her young children, her family is demanding the shooter be arrested and charged. This while the sheriff says he's dedicated his best detectives to the case, adding he too would be upset if someone threw an object at or towards his kids.
Somebody threw something at my child, I'd be pissed off.
Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods saying his detectives are still in the early stages of conducting interviews.
We now see a vigil for AJ. They're in a park and it's packed with family and friends, and they're all wearing matching T-shirts with AJ's face. And you can hear a statement given by AJ's mother. And when you see her, you get a shock because she looked like she could have been her sister.
That's exactly what I said.
I've heard the term black don't crack, but fuck me, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she really does.
People are outside and inside the courts, and they are protesting for justice. But the sheriff explains to everyone there that they can't just make an arrest while they're investigating. They need to get all the facts. And they covered the stand your ground law a little bit here in the audio.
County Sheriff Billy Woods has said that he cannot make an arrest while the Sheriff's Department investigates whether this meets the criteria of Florida's stand your ground law.
Florida has a stand your ground law that permits the use of deadly force if there is a presumption of fear.
When is it okay in America to shoot someone behind a locked door?
We need answers. We need an arrest. There's evidence that's being gathered. There are things that are being looked at. There are warrants that are being executed.
She's supposed to be in jail.
So it's important to wait for the evidence to come back.
We understand that process, sir, but why isn't she in jail? Why this process? Because if it was us, y'all would be in jail while y'all doing this process.
It's now 4th of June, and Karen and some family members are at the house again, and they're getting her belongings, and it appears that some people have made a mess of her place. That's very upsetting. I mean, their mum is dead, but my pot plant is broken.
Yeah.
Poor Karen.
Can you see these broken plates?
No.
I can't believe Karen went back to the house to get her stuff. Why wouldn't you send friends or family to go get your shit for you?
Just
There's
the
no way in
balls.
fuck I'd be going back there.
Nah. And one of the mums from the neighborhood sees her and she's not fucking happy. She's going fucking ballistic. And the cops are there. They're in a really tricky situation because they have to protect fucking the toad. But they also need to protect the peace. And they hate Karen too, but they're just doing their jobs.
Yeah, when the cop says, oh, come on, you're making my life harder.
Yeah.
I'm making your life harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're now back in the interrogation room. It's the 6th of June, 2023. And did you notice she's always cold in the interrogation room? Haven't you got enough insulation, you toad? She's rubbing her hands together. She's rubbing her legs. And,
but I think she's doing this a little bit on purpose because she wants to be, she wants people to feel sorry for her and like she's just a fragile, vulnerable woman. I think she's doing this one a little bit on purpose.
100% she is. And the detectives see right through her and they're grilling her and they're trying to put her in a corner and bring up the time that she had said the N-word.
Oh, yeah. And then she says, oh, to me, the N-word, like, it just means unlawful or dirty. It doesn't mean, what we know the N-word to be.
Yeah.
Like fucking whatever. You know what it is, you fucking
She knows
mole.
exactly what she's doing. And her explanation makes no sense.
You damn cracker.
And it seems like the cops are potentially looking at this as a racially motivated crime. And that's when they get back into the nitty-gritty of what happened during the incident. So that she says that she was in the bathroom during the first round of the pounding on the door. She asked who it was, but she knew, So she tells AJ to go away. Then the pounding stops, and she went back to the bathroom to wash her hands because I think she just laid a massive deuce. That's when the pounding continued, and Karen is now in the kitchen. She's looking for the phone because apparently she can't find her phone anywhere. She had initially called the 911 earlier and now she's lost it. So, and it seems like she's trying to build a bit of a case here because she's saying that AJ is yelling out, "I'm going to kill you. Come out here, bitch." Yeah, when I mentioned like building a case, I'm talking about the standing her ground law that we mentioned earlier. And I don't believe AJ said those words in front of her kids exactly. It appears throughout the doco that she's a good mum and she's a disciplinarian as well. Like you mentioned earlier, kids don't even swear. They say the B word and the F word.
Yeah.
Anyway, Karen thinks this period of the banging and yelling has gone for, say, 2 to 5 minutes. And she believes that the cops should be close because she'd already called the cops before AJ had started banging on her door. The detectives are really trying to tighten the timeline. And they ask her from the time that she first called 911 to the time AJ showed up banging on her door, how long time had passed. And she said it was like 10 minutes.
So the second 911 call where you called, lady was banging on my door, I shot her through the door. That call came into our call center. It was received at 9:01, which is 2 minutes after you hung up with the communication center the first time. So that's 2 minutes that all these things that you say occurred happened at your front door. From pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding, I'm going to kill you, all these things. Within 2 minutes, she showed up at your front door and did all these things to the time that you pulled the trigger, went and found your phone, and then called 911. So, and that's why I'm trying to get...
To me, it seemed like that amount of time. That's why I thought it was that amount of time.
Well, so clearly we've established that that was not true, that's not the case, but that's what you felt it was. So you also told me that that's what you heard, that she was going to kill you. Is it possible that she did not say that, and that's what you heard or you believed, just like you believed it was 10 minutes between those calls?
Oh, she fucked now. And they call her out on her bullshit. Karen has done some research on stand your ground laws, and the detectives believe that she instigated this incident. And they use her own words against her here because Karen had stated that while she was in the altercation with the kids, she said, "Go get your mother." She knew AJ was going to be coming over. And 2 minutes isn't a long period of time. You know, you think about it. From that point, AJ has to come over, like she's got to talk to the kids, she's got to come over, bash on the door. Karen has to then come out of the bathroom, have a conversation with AJ, basically like the go away stuff. It then went quiet for a while, as she explains. She doesn't know where her phone is. The banging starts up again. She then has to retrieve her firearm from wherever it was. She then has to shoot AJ through the door, then find her phone that she had lost, by the way, while she's in a panic state, and call 911.
Yeah, it doesn't add up. And also, just going back to shooting through the door randomly, this isn't a glass door, it's a solid door. So God knows if there's a child standing in front of AJ as well. Like that poor kid, Izzy, he might have been standing there waiting for it to get his iPad back. She could have shot him right in the head. Like, who knows? Like, she just shot blindly through this door.
Yeah, and Izzy was standing there, and her other son was standing not too far behind as well. So that is a genuine possibility that could have happened. The police want to know her thought process through this situation, and they challenge her.
I think you know what you did was wrong. I think you know that there were already deputies on the way.
But there was times I called and the deputies never showed up.
I understand. It's been 2 minutes. So
to me, it wasn't 2 minutes. To me, it was much longer. In my mind, it felt like.
But there's only one reality where time exists, and I understand perception of time can be different for different people, but in the reality of things, you had just disconnected. Within 2 minutes a shot was fired through that door. There's no way to justify that in my mind. I don't think in Detective Pender's mind, and clearly in other people's minds that we've discussed this case with the state attorney, our legal counsel, and things like that. So I mean, at this point, we've discussed it with the state, and they are on the same terms as far as charging you with a manslaughter. Okay.
Okay.
Karen is now being charged with manslaughter, and the detectives put Karen on the spot. They're trying to gauge her feelings, like if she's remorseful, and they explain to her that there are 4 kids that no longer have a mother, and she's barely batting an eyelid. It doesn't seem to affect her.
It still woes me.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing in her body language that suggests that she feels bad about what she's done. And they offer her an opportunity, and this is really unusual, to write down her feelings. And it's not just that she's cold and hungry, but there's maybe like a letter that they can pass on to the family of AJ. And they leave this notepad and pen in the interrogation room and leave her. She sits there for a few moments. It's just this lull in the documentary where you're just watching her to see what she's going to do. You know, she takes a sip of water. She's got her hand in it, like her face in her hands. And you don't think she's going to pick up the notepad.
Yeah, it's almost like it's oh God, I suppose I better write something.
Yeah, exactly right. And she does. She picks up the notepad and you go, okay, good. She's going to write something. You see what looks to be about 3 lines, you know, and she puts the notepad back down on the floor. Some time goes by and the detectives walk back into the room, and the detectives tell her that she's going to go with this deputy. And this is such a bizarre moment because she just says, no, I'm not going.
No, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. No.
She's not eating that apple pie.
I think I'm not a psycho. I think she says, "No, I'm not going. You're just going to have to kill me." No.
Yep.
It's not going to work, Karen. You got to go.
All right, we're going to have you go with this deputy here.
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
No what?
I can't.
What's wrong? What's going on?
I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, we're to that point where that's what's going to happen. Obviously, this isn't a conviction. This is you being charged, and then you're going to have your day in court to present your side of the story. Okay, so you're going to go with this deputy.
No, I'm not.
You're going to be booked in.
No, I'm not.
And fingerprinted.
No.
They're going to take your pictures, and then you'll have an arraignment in the morning.
I'm not going. Sorry.
There's a phone down there. You'll be able to call whoever you need to call, right there in booking.
I'm not going.
But Susan, we are going. There's no change in that now. You're under arrest. In fact, we can probably go ahead and put handcuffs on her. Let's get you handcuffed.
No.
Stand up.
No, don't touch me.
Susan.
Stand up, Susan.
No.
Listen.
Sorry, I can't.
It can go one of two ways. It can go an easy way or it can go a really hard way.
I'm sorry.
We don't want it to go the hard way.
So I can tell you right now, and I know from experience, that most police don't want to get hands-on with people. It's the last thing they want to do. And in what world are police going to just go, okay, yeah, look, don't worry about it. You're free to go. This back and forth is so tiring, and I've been there a million times. It's so frustrating. But she finally gets up, and they stick the handcuffs on her, all the while she's claiming her innocence as well. Like, at no point throughout this has she looked remorseful, like I said. She hadn't even asked for the condition of AJ after the shooting. When she was in the interrogation room the first time, they had to tell her that AJ was dead. Like, she knew she had shot her. She walked past her while she was having CPR performed on her that night.
Yeah.
So at this point of the documentary, they are showing you the dark interrogation room. So she's been walked out, and you can still see the notepad leaning up against the wall, and you're screaming at your TV because you want to know what's written on the notepad. Like, what did she write? And it is such a long period of time. I think it's about, I didn't count exactly, it's about 60 seconds of nothing, a dark room. And you see a detective walk back into the room, he turns the light on, and he picks up the notepad. And I love that he did this because he reads out loud what she had written.
I am so sorry for your loss. I never meant to kill your mother. I was terrified your mom was going to kill me. I shot out of fear.
Just no accountability whatsoever. Just blaming Aika.
That's all you have to say. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. It's all heartbreaking. I mean, at least it's good news for the families. And the sheriff breaks the news to the family that Karen's been arrested and charged for the death of AJ. And we now see snippets of the funeral, and it's so lavish, isn't it? This is a huge funeral for her. Everyone is there, and it almost looks like the state of Florida has come to the party and put on this lavish event for her, which I thought was really cool.
Showing how much she was loved in the community.
Yeah, and everyone's in these white suits. Everyone's dressed to the nines. It's like a real celebration of life, more so than the death. Which is great. I mean, but it is such a heart-wrenching moment. And you hear the voice of little Izzy here as well.
The night that it happened, I fell asleep in my auntie's car. And when I was dreaming, she appeared as an angel.
We now get some text on the screen, and it says that stand your ground laws have been linked between 8% and 11% increase to homicide rates, or roughly 700 additional deaths each year. And researchers have found huge racial disparities with white Americans. They're much more likely to find success in the self-defense claims, particularly when they kill black people. Now, that's just crazy, isn't it? Those statistics.
It seems like it's like another excuse or another loophole for people to use.
Yeah, it sounds like another white privilege.
Yeah. Well, I think we saw that, is it in The Lie, the first episode we did, and Jessie tried to use the whole rough sex defense, saying it was her fault, and the same sort of situation as well. That's been used so many times, so there's been a huge increase in people getting off on these sexual assaults and these murders because of these loopholes.
Yeah, and I understand why they brought out these stand your ground laws, because you'll have people coming into your house, and if you fear for your life and they're coming in with weapons, you should have every right to defend yourself and defend your property and your family. So I understand, but then there's moments like this where they can be used as a loophole, like you said. That's just disgusting.
Yeah.
So we're now at the end of the documentary, and we hear some court proceedings. It's very quick. So Susan, a.k.a. Karen, a.k.a. Jabba the Hutt, walks into the courtroom looking completely different. She's lost a ton of weight.
I recognised her.
Yeah. Good on her.
Fully grey hair now.
They obviously don't have KFC in prison. But there's a video of all the witnesses. There's a real montage here. There's all the witnesses and police being interviewed. There's evidence being shown. Like I said, it is a quick montage of the case, and that results in the jury making their decision.
Verdict as to count one. We, the jury, find as to count one of the charge. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter. Did the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the offense, the defendant personally used a firearm? Yes. So say we all, dated the 16th day of August, 2024.
Karen's emotionless during this. And on the 25th of November, 2024, Susan Lawrence was sentenced to 25 years in prison for killing Ajika Owens. I probably butchered the name again. Ajika Owens. And the presiding judge stated that he found the shooting to be based more in anger than in fear.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And we're done now, mate. Well, that's a pretty quick one, actually. And I fully expected her to get away with it. Did you?
Yes, I could see it going that way, but I was really rooting to see her being locked away.
Absolutely. Everyone watching the documentary is rooting for that. But it only would have taken one juror to have doubt for her to get off. If one juror then gone, I think I might have felt fear in that moment as well.
Yeah.
And interesting.
If OJ was able to get off in his trial,
mate, anyone.
Karen, there was a possibility she could have got off on this one.
Exactly. An interesting standard for Florida and felony trials, it was only a 6-person jury. And interesting, again, the jury was all white, which became a point of public discussion given the racial aspects of the case. And they only deliberated for like 2 to 2.5 hours before reaching a verdict, which is so quick. And the jury, just for a bit of information there, the jury wasn't deciding whether or not Karen felt scared. They were deciding, was the fear reasonable enough to justify killing someone? And that's based on like a locked door, an unarmed person outside, no immediate deadly threat. And they decided the answer was no. So they got it right.
Yeah, definitely. Poor Ayika, she's left behind 4 young kids, Isaac, Israel, Africa, and Titus. So you really feel for this family.
Yeah, and they don't give you any more information at the end of the documentary about how the kids are going now, the kids living with the dad. It's pretty much, bang, that's the end of the doco. See you later.
Thankfully, these kids, and they had a really good support network around them with their community and their family. Like the dad and the dad's partner, they all seemed amazing. So I'm sure they're all doing really well.
But sadly, I can only imagine that those kids were all moved away from that neighborhood. The mum was living there. I assume that they're going to go live with their dad now, and he wasn't living in that neighborhood. So their whole life's been turned upside down by this incident. Obviously, they lost their mum, but they've also lost their neighborhood as well. That support group that you just mentioned, that's gone in a sense. They've still got it there, and they're still a close-knit community, but they now have to rebuild their life in a different part of town. This is really upsetting. The whole thing is just so pointless. It's just a simple neighborhood dispute turning into, I want to say murder, but it's manslaughter. But to me, I felt like, they wouldn't be able to prove it, but it felt premeditated. The way she set up AJ to come over and to have her gun at the ready.
I think so. I don't think it was planned step by step, but I think it was said in her own head, the next time this happens, I'm going to fucking bring out my gun.
The fact that she had Googled stand your ground laws previously, and then she claimed that it's because she saw it on Facebook and she wanted to know more about it, blah, blah, blah. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So we've spoken about this before. Don't Google shit. If you're going to Google shit like that, go to your public library and have a username that's not yours and be smart about it.
Don't give them hints.
Yeah, sorry. So I think we've waffled on enough about this case, mate. It was a really good documentary. To highly recommend it, and particularly for people that love body-worn footage and the 911 calls side of things. I know we do. And I think we're just pretty much in a position now that we do some shout-outs. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds good. Always enjoy that.
First one I want to give, and this is for Lucille and Peter. You know, they're huge fans of the show. I know that they listen to every single episode, and we really appreciate that. They seem to like all our Instagram and Facebook posts that we do, so really appreciate that. And Lucille actually reached out this week on one of our posts saying, we are so funny, and we agree with her.
We are our number one fans, so it's good to have Lucille and Peter as our number twos.
Yeah, so thanks for listening. Thanks for the comments. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, we also had a message from Claire a few weeks ago saying, happy 10th episode, guys. Absolutely love the show. So that was really cool.
Yeah, thanks, Claire. And we've got another one from a guy, he refers to himself as Snuggly Cuz, Stefan Higo. And he said, great first episode. Particularly liked your choice of murder weapons from your toolbox. Make sure you now choose a different tool if you ever decide to go down this path. Not a screwdriver or hammer, lol. So,
good tip.
Yeah, it's like cat's out of the bag now. So we really need to rethink about how we're going to go down that road if it ever happens.
Yeah, and definitely our Google search history after all the research we do on these cases as well. It's not going to be good for us.
You can imagine us being busted over the type of shit we've been talking on the pod as well. Just becoming one of these idiot criminals, and there'll be some other podcast talking about us one day going, oh, these idiots. It would be part of a story for them. So, yeah, good advice from Snuggly Cuz there. Yeah, we're going to have to mix up our murder weapon of choice.
Yeah, sounds good. So, good job today, mate. That was a really good case. Really enjoyed that one. I do feel bad for all the people that are actually named Karen out there. I'm not too sure why the name Karen was given to describe all these types of people, but all the lovely Karens out there, they must be hating it. I know your sister's name is Karen, so
she fucking hates it.
it.
She's really going to hate this episode in particular. I'm sorry, Karen. And the funny thing is, like, Karen's real name's Susan. I think Susan is actually another one that people use for Karen as well. I know that they've changed it, and there's more modern day ones now, but I'm not sure what they are. Do you know what the male equivalent is? I think it's Chad.
Oh. Yeah, but I don't think Chad's a whinger. I think Chad is like the frat boy wanker with his collar popped.
Yeah, that's Chad. You're being a Chad. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We need a male equivalent, don't we? Because there's plenty of male Karens out there.
Heaps, yeah.
All right, that's the end of the episode. What are we going to do next week?
Well, next week we've got a brand new one that just came out on Netflix not long ago. Well, at least here in Australia. And this one's called The Truth and Tragedy of Mariah Wilson.
I've never heard of that.
No, I mean, literally just dropped on Netflix today. So it's a brand new one. Yeah.
So I know what I'm doing as soon as we get offline. All right,
well,
let's listen to the preview of it.
Austin 911.
My friend is laying on the bathroom floor.
It was hard kind of reliving it.
She was a once-in-a-generation athlete.
You see a bike? No bike.
She had that sense of urgency underlying everything she did.
There's blood everywhere.
Is she breathing?
No.
Somehow her soul knew that she had less time than most people.
There was no forced entry into the residence.
Could have been a home invasion, a robbery. But the more we started digging into it, it became likely that something else was going on.
Colin Strickland was the last person to see Mariah alive.
Colin was the person.
You own any firearms? I bought a pistol and I have actually never shot it.
Nobody could figure out a reason why somebody would want to kill this person.
Grief is like a big mud puddle.
I feel a lot of guilt. I told her mom she was okay and in good hands.
From Colin's phone, we realized he had Mariah in as Christine Wall.
This was the area
not swab for DNA.
It raises all these questions of like, do you ever really know anyone?
I said the only person I could think of that didn't like it was...
All right, well, so we're done and dusted. Another week passed, another episode done, and another documentary watched. Just seems to be all that we do nowadays, apart from a bit of carpentry on the side. Feels like this is our main job now, but we're loving it. And
yeah, for sure.
Keep listening, keep telling all your friends about it, keep reviewing, and keep sharing, because that's really helping us get the word out there.
You know what to do.
Yeah, you know what to do. Just do it. So, up until next time, Chris, try not to murder anyone.
You too, mate. All right. Love ya.